In a world overflowing with information, understanding the true power of knowledge is more vital than ever. In this video, we delve into the mind of Michel Foucault, a philosopher who revolutionized our perception of knowledge and power. Join us as we explore the intriguing landscape of Foucault's thoughts and unravel the true power of knowledge. Throughout history, knowledge has been linked to a key and tool that unlocks the mysteries of our world and ourselves. But Foucault has shown that it's more than just a collection of facts and figures. Knowledge wields the power to shape societies, influence decisions, and mold our perceptions of reality. It's the force that drives innovation and progress, but also the tool used to construct and enforce societal norms and hierarchies. The power of knowledge lies not only in what is known, but in who controls this knowledge and how it is used. And with that, we are already right in the middle of Foucault's thoughts on the power of knowledge. Michel Foucault was a French philosopher who transformed our understanding of power, truth, and knowledge, and their intricate interplay in society. His works, like Madness and Civilization and Discipline and Punish, challenge us to see beyond the surface of societal norms. Foucault is famous for saying things like, "Knowledge is not for knowing, knowledge is for cutting." A famous quote from him that encapsulates Foucault's view of knowledge as a tool or weapon in social and political arenas. Or power is everywhere, not because it embraces everything but because it comes from everywhere, which reflects his idea of power as a pervasive force in society, not confined to a specific source or institution. So Foucault has drawn our attention to the fact that power and knowledge are very subtly embedded in our society. Let us start with how Foucault thought about the concept of knowledge. For Foucault, knowledge isn't just about facts or information. It's a tool, a form of power that shapes our understanding of the world. But how does this happen? Foucault argues that knowledge is constructed through discourse, the way we talk and think about things. This discourse, in turn, influences our social institutions, norms, and even our identities. In his lecture series, Society Must Be Defended, Foucault offers a profound insight into his understanding of how truth, knowledge, and power are interwoven in society. Truth, he says, is linked in a circular relation with systems of power which produce and sustain it. So according to Foucault, truth is not something that can be discovered, but rather something that is constructed through specific practices and processes. And with that, truth is always intimately connected to power. Let's use an example to make it clearer what Foucault means. Think about the shift in perception and treatment of mental health over the past centuries and decades. In the early centuries, mental health issues were often perceived through a religious or supernatural lens. People with mental health disorders were sometimes seen as possessed or as having moral failings. This truth about mental health was supported by the dominant religious and social powers of the time. Fast forward to the 19th century, there was a significant shift. Mental health began to be understood more as a medical issue. This shift was influenced by the growing power and authority of medical science and institutions. As the medical community began to classify and study mental health disorders, new truths emerged. Mental illnesses were increasingly seen as medical conditions that required treatment, which led to the development of psychiatric institutions and treatments. Today, our understanding of mental health is far more nuanced. We recognize the interplay of biological, psychological, and social factors. This change reflects the influence of various power structures, including advancements in medical science, changing societal attitudes, and the rise of patient advocacy groups. These groups have challenged previous norms and contributed to new standards and practices in mental health treatment. In this example, the truth about mental health wasn't static but evolved as different power structures influenced the production and validation of knowledge. Each stage in this evolution reflects a different regime of truth, a set of rules and norms about what was considered valid knowledge about mental health. Foucault would argue that these shifts in understanding mental health are not just about discovering objective truths but are deeply intertwined with societal power dynamics. The way mental health is understood and treated is a result of the complex interplay between knowledge and power, where different authorities, religious, scientific, social, have shaped our perception of what mental health is and how it should be managed. To illustrate Foucault's concept of the interplay between power and knowledge, let's look at another real-life example: the impact of media on public perception and policy regarding climate change. Media outlets play a crucial role in shaping public knowledge about climate change. The way they report on scientific findings, environmental disasters, and policy debates significantly influences public understanding and opinions about the issue. With that, media is a powerful entity that selects and frames information. Different media outlets, influenced by their political affiliations, economic interests, or editorial policies, may present climate change in varying lights as an urgent crisis, a debatable theory, or even a non-issue. The portrayal of the issues influences public perception, which in turn can impact political power dynamics. A populace that is well-informed and concerned about climate change is more likely to demand action from their leaders, influencing policy decisions. Conversely, if media downplays the issue, public concern may be muted, leading to less political pressure for action. In this scenario, knowledge about climate change and power are in a constant feedback loop. The media's power to shape knowledge about climate change affects public perception, which then has the power to influence policy decisions. Policymakers, in turn, can influence media coverage through regulations, funding, and political pressures. Over time, the truth about climate change, its severity, causes, and necessary actions has been shaped and reshaped within this power-knowledge matrix. So here again, power and knowledge are not just intersecting, they are dynamically influencing and shaping each other. Those examples show that Michel Foucault doesn't just offer a theory, he offers a lens through which to view the world. His perspective urges us to be skeptical of accepted truths and to recognize the underlying power dynamics. As we navigate an era of unprecedented information access, Foucault's insights are a crucial guide. How does the knowledge we consume shape our perceptions of justice, normalcy, and truth? Foucault's work empowers us to be active participants in the discourse, challenging prevailing narratives and creating space for new understandings. He challenges us to see knowledge not just as a means of understanding but as a force that shapes our reality. In our journey to seek truth, we must be aware of the power dynamics at play. Let's remember Foucault's words, where there is power, there is resistance. And so, in understanding the power of knowledge, we also find the strength to question, to challenge, and to grow. If you found this video enlightening, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. Our mission is to give you more clarity in a complex modern world.